Oh, look, I'm live. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kenyatta Turner here, CEO and founder of Freedom Empire Consulting. And I'm here for my weekly Freedom Friday live broadcast. It's a little different every time, but if you've been here enough to know that it's time for the Freedom Friday quote. And here it is, right here. I'm just going straight in with the quote. A friend is someone who lets you have total freedom to be yourself. I absolutely love that. And, in my little post that I made earlier, I talked about a friend of mine who I've known since, now I'm going to say it's sixth grade, and I could be wrong. So, Jen, you know who you are if you're out there. Maybe it's seventh. I think sixth grade. We've known each other this whole time. Went to school together, went to high school together, hung out after high school together. I mean, for years, right? We didn't always stay closely tied, right? She moved here, I moved there, whatever, but we always stayed connected. We've always been friends. And she's literally known me this whole time. And when we got together, I don't know, a few weeks ago, it had been a long time since we've seen each other. I'm going to say a couple years. But it's so interesting how as soon as, what just happened? Something's blinking. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. So I'm going to come back to that story in a second. Here's what I'm going to say. If you're watching, wherever you're watching from, then please put in the comments where you're watching from. Put a hashtag team live if you're watching live. Put a hashtag team replay if you're watching replay. You know how this goes. Now, the last 2 weeks, I was using StreamYard to stream into my Facebook group, my Facebook page, and my personal page. And it was getting squirrely. Something would happen about a few minutes in and it would lock up and it only seemed to stream to my Facebook business page. But now I think it's working. It hasn't changed anything yet, but check it out. I switched it up. I'm streaming into my YouTube channel. I think I've only done this 2 times. So I don't know if it's working exactly. I'm going to go there and look in just a second to take a look. But if you're looking for something to do and you're looking for one more YouTube channel to subscribe to mine. I'm just going to recommend it. I'm trying to get to 100 followers so I can customize my YouTube URL. And I'm not there yet. I think I have like 20. So if you want to be like number 21, then go to my YouTube channel right now, Freedom Empire Consulting. Look it up. You'll see the little Freedom Empire logo and the purple and, dots or whatever, purple and red, and subscribe. I'll put the link in the comments and everything of this as well. But I'm going to go there real quick and see if it's actually streaming there. So this is a test of the emergency broadcast system. So you know what to do. You hang out, you listen to the beeping sound, you see what's going on there. Oh, I am live there. Nice. So it's cool to be able to stream in different places at once. So welcome again to the Freedom Friday live. And again, if you are here, you're watching the replay, let me know. If you're here live, let me know. So going back to the story of my friend. So we've known each other all this time. We got together and, we're hanging out. And right away, she starts saying things like, God, Kenyatta, you've always been this way. You always say the same things. You've been saying the same things since we were 12 years old. And I'm thinking, really? That long I've been saying that thing, right? And it's so interesting because who we are at our core. These things do not change. We are wired a certain way. It doesn't just, it's hard to change your behavior, right? How you're wired, what your value systems are, the experiences that you have, things like that may change. Of course, you can grow and develop, but where you are at your core, who you are at that base level, it's always there. It's literally there before we could measure it, actually, right? So in the behavioral superpowers universe, we know these things are being established in your amygdala as young as the age of 3. At about 12, we can give you an exercise that will tell you what that is. And I know that if I had taken the behavioral superpowers exercise when I was 12, that it would have come out the same. And I could ask my friend the same thing. She's known me since I was 10, I think. She would probably say it would have been the same thing. Because again, you are who you are at your core. How you do anything is how you do everything. Okay. So this quote is so cool. A friend is someone who lets you have total freedom to be yourself. And that is a beautiful thing. That is a true friend. And of course, if you don't know who Jim Morrison is, you should look that up too. Singer of the Doors and amongst other things. So I'm going to tell you real quick what I was writing about a little bit earlier, if I can find it real fast, because every Friday I do this quote, and freedom always means something different. It's a state of mind for some, and it's a way of thinking for others. It could be lots of different things. So we know that as a noun, freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. To act, speak, or think without hindrance or restraint. Yet there's countless interpretations. So every week I like to explore one of them. So this quote by Jim Morrison, The Doors, I put an insightful and stark reminder of how precious our precious friends are. What a joy to surround yourself with friends that just know you and let you be you. Those are the best kind of friends to have, and to honor the friends who appreciate freedom, who live it and inspire it. And then I put the story that I was just talking about, right? We went to the same schools. We know each other since we were about 10 or 11 years old. And, I said it'd been a couple years, but as soon as we did, it was a trip to see how much time had passed, yet we just know each other. Nothing really changed, right? In that time. It's because behavior matters all day, every day. In essence, we are the same as we were when we were kids. We are truly who we are at our core. She allowed me that freedom to be just that, and I've allowed her the same thing. Friends, right? So freedom and absolute state of mind. So that is just some thoughts that I had. And if you have any friends that you feel like give you that freedom because they just allow you to be yourself, then let them know that you feel that way about them. Give them a call, tell them, tag them in this post, something like that. Tell them this quote, screenshot it, and be like, look at this quote that Kenyatta shared on Freedom Friday, right? I feel that way about you. Share it. Why not? Tag it, share it, repost it, whatever. Like it, love it, do the things on the socials. You know what to do. So that is what I wanted to share with you with the Freedom Friday quote. Again, every Friday I'm here with a new quote. Another thing I want to talk about is Success Fest. Now, you've heard me probably talking about it all week. Well, last week was Success Fest, and it was wild. Okay. Amazing, amazing event. So it was so much fun to be a part of it. Thank you, Trevor Otts and the Black CEO Network and the Black Headlines Association and all the speakers and everyone who participated, all the new connections and collaborations and friends that I've made, like just in a short time being involved in this event that's unlike any event that I've ever participated in. And I've spoken at many events, but nothing like this. So I will say this for those of you who are hosting events or been to events, Success Fest was nothing like anything I'd seen before. The support that they gave to the speakers and the coaches, the trainers, was unlike anything I'd ever seen happen at any event I've ever participated, ever. Okay. No one does what they do in the way that they do it. No one provides the level of support, coaching and training, resources and assets as a speaker that happened at Success Fest. I've never seen it before, ever. Okay. And all the speakers that participated, I don't know, it's 230 of them. I've been on calls with them week after week for the past several weeks as we prepared for this event. And all of them said the same thing, which is no one has ever done anything like what this organization did with Success Fest 21. They all talked about how they've never had that level of support, encouragement, and training and assets. And it's not over. It's like the event is over, but it's not over. We're still getting stuff. There's still bonuses that are coming. There's still things that they created. So I did a keynote, 20-minute keynote. My keynote has now been made into an ebook. They did that. I did a 45-minute workshop. That workshop has a workbook that goes along with it. They made that. The workshop is now an evergreen webinar set up for me. They did that. The keynote is now on Audible, Spotify, and I think I got an email today saying it's on Podbean, I think. I don't even know what Podbean is, but it's on there too. They did that. The training that they provided week after week, the people that they had come and speak to us at these meetings, all designed to help us build our businesses, speaker, coach, trainer, whatever you are, there was something for everyone. The connections that they made, the connections that they allowed for us to make, the live masterclass that I taught at 7:30 in the morning last Saturday, amazing experience. I did a group uncovering with like 25 people. They all took their behavioral superpower exercises on the spot. And I was able to help more people discover and partially uncover their behavioral superpower styles. But now they're sending out emails to people saying, hey, schedule time on the calendar with these coaches. And every 5 minutes, my phone buzzes because someone is scheduling another appointment with me. So they're helping me get contact and access to people I wouldn't normally have access to. That's huge. It's huge, 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 especially for someone like myself who literally has a behavioral superpowers universe that I'm working with Freedom Empire Consulting and Dream Smart Academy to get 1 billion people to know what their behavioral superpower style is. that means I need to talk to a lot of people, right? A lot of people need to know this information. They even allowed us to syndicate the Success Fest and stream it on our own pages, which you may have seen if you're on my page or in my Facebook group. Then you saw all of these little videos popping up of different people who were speaking, who had value to share. All the topics were related to success in life, business, career, specific talks for women. There was keynotes, there was workshops, commercials, all this stuff they put together. Never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. And all I can say is I'm honored to have been a part of it, to have had the opportunity to do the live masterclass on Saturday. So thank you, Spalding, and thank you, Trevor, for inviting me to do that. There's an after party. It's going on right now, actually. That's right. The after party is still going on right now in the Success Fest group. So if you go to Success Fest Facebook group, I think it's just Success Fest Facebook group. Go to that. I'll tell you what it is. Hold on. I should know what it is, but I'm already part of the group, so I just go there. I mean, I really think it's just called Success Fest. So let me just tell you for sure. Yeah, the Success Fest group. If you go there and request access to that group, you'll see that every 15 minutes since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every 15 minutes, you'll see someone going live in that group who is sharing 15 minutes of wisdom and value for you, the watcher who is in there. And I did my 15 minutes like Wednesday morning. But just another way to continue to help share your message with the world. Each of us have a message that we're choosing to share. Now, here's something. I'll write this in your notes if you're taking notes. I don't know, you're probably not, but if you are, oftentimes people will talk about how, everyone should share their message. Everyone has a voice and should share their voice. I disagree. I don't think everyone has to. I think that people who want to should find a way to do it and have a space to do that and share. But I don't think that everyone has to. So you'll never hear me say that, like, everyone out there, you need to share your voice. I'm never going to say that. I'm just not going to, because I don't think everyone should, and no, everyone doesn't have to. There's a difference between having a voice, which we all do, but not everyone is required to share it. I think that's a lot of pressure to put on the world to say everyone should say what they feel like they want to say in a public platform. Not everyone needs to do that. I think you can have your own thoughts and your feelings, and you don't necessarily have to tell anyone what they are. It's not required to do that. But if you do feel that you're compelled to, or if you're like myself, who is absolutely drawn to, actually, I'm morally obligated to, okay? Then if you're someone like myself, then I think the beauty of freedom is having the ability to be able to share that message, to be able to share with as many people as you want to. Platforms like StreamYard allow me to do that, and the socials, right? People are like, social media, whatever. We are able to connect in ways we could not before. That's called technology. It's called advancement. It's called innovation. It ain't going to stop, okay? So if you can use these things to help you share your message, whatever it is, because you choose to, not because you have to or everyone else says you're supposed to, but because you want to, then it's really cool to have platforms like this to be able to do so. If you have a message to share and you want to share it, there's ways you can do that, okay? There's small ways you can do it, like picking up the phone and calling your friend. You could write a poem, put it in the mail and mail it to someone, or you could post it on social media, or you could make the poem into a song and write a bass line to it and play it that way. It doesn't matter. But the choice is truly yours, and it isn't anyone else's to tell you that you have to. That's where I'm like, nope, I'm not going down that road and saying everyone has to, because no, they don't. They could. I'm not even going to say they should. I'm going to say that if they want to, then I invite them to, and to use the platforms that are able to do that, because they have the freedom to do it and they have the freedom to not do it. So I don't force anyone into that and say, you got to tell your people your story. No, you don't. If you want to, you can. Okay. That's my little soapbox speech on that. The next thing I will say, and I'll end with, let me check my notes. Yeah, I'll end with this. Why does behavior matter? Why do you see me putting this hashtag everywhere? Why do you hear me saying behavior matters all day, every day? Well, it's because it does. Okay. 87% of performance issues in life and business are due to behavior. 87%. That's a lot. are due to life, due to behavior, or issues in life and business are due to behavior. So if you understand what your behavioral style is at its core, if you understand, like literally, not from a subjective perspective, but from an objective perspective, if you understand what your scores and your rankings are in, abstract versus concrete, or spontaneous versus planned, or skeptical versus trusting, you know, uh, outgoing versus reserved. I mean, there's countless. We have 500 data points that we measure in our behavioral superpowers universe. With 10-minute exercise can transform your life through this information. But if you're working on your own personal development, and right now, some of you are listening from my personal development party Facebook group. So I have a Facebook group, if you don't know, because you're watching from somewhere else. It's called the Personal Development Party, Self-Improvement and Motivation for Positive Pals. So you can look that up and request access to it, and I might let you in. It's a private group. So in that group, we talk a lot about personal development, but here's the thing. Personal development, everybody's talking about it. Personal and professional development are important things, obviously. But my question to you is to ask yourself, if you're doing personal development, how do you know what to develop? If you're going to go and read a self-help book, a personal development related book, or listen to a podcast, or listen to a particular speaker, what are you looking to develop? How do you know what that is? Like, do you have a list of things? And hopefully you do, that you've written down different skills and attributes and things like that you want to develop. Right? Are there certain characteristics or traits that you want to cultivate within yourself? Do you want to rebirth yourself in a certain way by establishing your character in a new way, which is totally possible? Okay. It's hard work. Most people won't do that much work. Okay. But it is possible. So then what do you want to develop? How do you know? That's what I want you to ask yourself. And if you're sitting there listening to me going, I don't know. Well, I can tell you. I can tell you. I totally can. And I absolutely love it. I can tell you, right? I can literally, with this platform that you hear me talking about, Behavior Matters. I'm looking for my report. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. I can tell you, this is just one of like 40 different reports that can tell you what you can be developing based on where you're already at. So now you're not spinning your wheels working on things you don't need to work on. Now you can like fine tune it objectively and figure out where you are at your core, who you've always been, because who that person is and how you show up 91% of the time, that's the predictability I can give you. 91% of the time may not be what needs to be in that moment to help you elicit the result that you want, to have the productivity that you want, to build the relationship in the way you want to build it with whomever that person is. Business partner, spouse, significant other, or boo. I don't know. You love them, we love them. Right? Your kids, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who you're having the relationship with. If it's not the where you want it to be, then you may want to take a look at your own behavior and your own communication style, because we can tell you that too, right? And you can find out, are you bending to move, to flex, to meet them where they're at, or are you trying to get them to bend and meet you where you're at? Good luck. That's not the way it works. But that's the way a lot of us try to make it work, but it doesn't work that way, okay? So without the deep, true self-reflection, without the humility, the vulnerability that's required to look at yourself objectively from a self-awareness perspective, then you are already putting up walls around you and your own personal growth and development. So I implore you, find out what your behavioral superpower is. If you want to know, send me a DM, put it in the chat, comment, whatever. You can reach me. You can send me an email at kenyatta@freedomempireconsulting.com. You can go to my website, which is freedomempireconsulting.com, and fill out the little contact form. I'll put a little link in here that you can request. I lost my train of thought. Oh, my behavioral self-awareness checklist. I'll put the link to that in there, right? And if you want to start just looking at like the top 10 things that you could start working on right now, even if you don't know your behavioral superpower style, but 10 things that can help you just get a little bit of clarity on how you can start working on yourself from a personal development standpoint and a self-awareness standpoint, then I'll put the link to that in the little thing up the top, and you can get that checklist. It's free. Just go ahead and get it. And if you want to know more information, obviously, if you're watching this, you know how to reach me. But again, if you're someone who is interested in personal growth, you need to have a growth mindset. But in order to grow and change, you need to know where you're at so you know what you're trying to grow and change from. And that's where I come in. So that is why behavior matters. That's why you'll hear me talk about it. That's why you'll hear me teach and train and coach about it. That's why you will, I'll never stop talking about it. Yeah, I'm just not going to, right? I'm the Chief Behavioral Superpowers Officer for Dream Smart Academy. And I'm the CEO and founder of Freedom Empire Consulting, where I coach, influence, and protect. And that coach piece is a behavioral superpowers coaching. Not only do I help people understand their own behavioral superpower style and learn to unleash it, I train other people to do the same thing. So now we have 2 cohorts graduated who are accredited behavioral superpowers coaches who do what I do. And I'm so excited because they're out there doing it in ways that I never even thought of. That's the beauty of the behavioral superpowers universe. It is vast and it is expanding. And we are continuously adding people to our coaches council to go out into the world and talk about behavioral superpowers and make behavior fun and help transform lives through access to this information in ways I've not even yet imagined. We are just getting started. I just can't even withstand my excitement. So I have to be calm because I'm on camera right now. But literally, I could be jumping up, running around this room, doing backflips at the excitement that I have over what's happening right now. So if you want more information, you want to be a part of it, you know how to reach me, put a comment, do the things, whatever. I'm not going anywhere. I'll see you here next week. Actually, I'll see you before next week because I'm going to do a couple lives over the next few days about a few things that are coming up that you may be interested in, especially if you are trying to get things done in the next 12 weeks. I've got my mastermind starting again. My behavioral mastermind is a 12-week program. You may be interested in that. And it's a behavioral mastermind. It's not just a mastermind. Okay. It's all about behavior with me anyway. So lots of things coming up. I'll be doing a little coaching, some training, and sharing some info. But you will see me again soon. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your Friday. This is Freedom Friday. And the quote is, a friend is someone who lets you have total freedom to be yourself. So if you like that quote and you have friends that you feel like make you feel that way, screenshot this, text them, share it, post it, whatever, do the things. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't keep it a secret. If you feel that way about some of your friends, let them know. And then I'll see you here next time. So thank you so much. My name is Kenyatta, CEO and founder of Freedom Empire Consulting. If you're watching, thank you. Put a hashtag team live or a hashtag team replay if you're watching the replay. And those of you on YouTube, this is, I think, maybe my second time streaming over there. So if anyone is watching on YouTube, then right on. Appreciate you. All right. See you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.